And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at a game called Magic Money, a game of arcane auctions. This is from Indie Boards and Cards. And it's a game in which you are auctioning for magical creatures and trying to get them so that you can have them in a little suitcase you carry around and have creatures come out of it. So halfway through playing this, I stopped and I said, not halfway actually, like a few minutes into playing it, I said, wait a minute, I've seen this game before. There's a very popular game, a game that I love dearly called QE. This game feels more than a little like QE. So I went and looked it up online. The designer said that they designed it before they even heard of QE, and QE just happened to be published first. This one came out afterwards. This sort of thing happens in industries all the time, which is why Armageddon and Deep Impact came out the same year, and you'll see various things. They just happen. There's nothing nefarious about it, but they do happen, and therefore comparisons are going to occur. But this is a game in which you are bidding on these animals, and at the end of the game, whoever bids the most money loses. The catch is, you can bid as much money as you want. Like, it's magic money, so make more of it. Let's see how it plays. In this game, you're going to play with a certain number of creature cards based on the number of players. So for example, if you're playing with 5 players, you would play with 7 of these creature cards. Each round you're going to be auctioning them off, and they're going to be worth points. So you can see this one's worth 3, 2, 2, and 0. That's the base amount of points. But there's other things. For example, the horns are worth 1 victory point each. So you'll see he has 1 horn, they have 1 horn. If you have an odd number, wings are worth a victory point each. For each player has fewer wings than you. So the more wings you have, the better you'll do. And hearts are worth 2 victory points if you have a complete set. So here you have 2 left hearts. Here there's 2 right hearts. So if I have all 3 of these, for example, at the end of the game, that would be an extra 4 victory points. So there are lots of different animals. You're just going to be choosing randomly from a pile and revealing them one at a time. Each round, people are going to be bidding on the different things that happen over the course of this game. So the first bid, we'll bid, so let's say we're bidding for this here. Maybe I'll bid 6,000. I'm the person in charge of the auction. My bid is open. Everyone else will make their bid secretly. And I'm going to look at each of them. So I look at this one, it's 8,231. I look at this one, it's 7,777. I look at this one, million. So I say, all right, 1 million is the winning bid. So the orange player on their board is going to write what the winning bid is. So 1 million. Everyone else is going to write their bids on the other side, the private ledger, which they're going to keep hidden. So you have a public ledger and a private one. Once the orange player wins, and you can bid any amount of money you want, they're going to take this card. Then they're going to make the opening bid for the next round, which is always exactly 1/10 of the previous bid. So it would be here 100,000. Now, if you have a bid, for example, that's like 9,872, you just cross off the last digit. Your next bid would be 987. So everyone is going to make a bid after seeing the opening bid, which is 1/10 of the previous winning bid. And that's pretty much it. At the end of the game, everyone is going to add together all of the money that you spent. So you add your public ledger and your private ledger together. And whoever has the highest amount total is the greediest wizard, and that person's eliminated from the game, period. You cannot win. Everybody else will add their points using the special things with horns, wings, and hearts, and any other special abilities that might give points, and whoever has the most points is the winner of the game. Component-wise, the scrolls look really nice. The markers seem to work really well. Even the orange marker, I'm always worried about orange because it doesn't usually look as good. There is a problem with the board though. So the private ledger, if I write 5,823, 2,111, once you put it down and you move it around, you mirror because you're moving around this on the bottom. You can be careful, pick it and put it down. And at the end of the game, it is kind of a pain to add your two totals together on both sides of the private and public ledger. I think the art on the cards is really well done. I really like it. It's a nice, cute fantasy style. But it is a little weird to me that the symbols that are so very important, the wing, the horn, and the heart, are really small compared to the rest of the card. Like the art picture is so big that it really detracts from these very important symbols. Other than that, though, it is a really good production. I like the bidding tokens, the box. Everything looks really nice. It just seems so unfair to compare Magic Money to QE as the bulk of my review, but I cannot help it. I have to. Both games are out there. Both are available. And they're so similar. I mean, so similar that I don't see why anyone would own both of them. The problem is QE is better pretty much in every way. The weakest part of QE, which is the same thing, you are bidding on different things, you're countries of the world, and you're just printing your own money. Here, it's Magic Money, you can make any money you want. The biggest problem that QE had was that the scoring was a little, it was kind of boring to some degree compared to the rest of the game. The bidding part's exciting, the scoring was, okay. Unfortunately, the scoring here I found to be just as boring. In fact, there's only a few animals that show up over the course of the game. If you don't win a couple of them, you'll lose. Other than that, and this one looks a little prettier than QE. It has better things. Other than that, QE wins hands down. This one, for some reason, has this every round, the winning bid, you have to bid 1/10 of your previous money. So this keeps inflation from occurring. But inflation in QE is the most entertaining aspect of the game. It's like, ooh, the numbers just keep getting higher and higher. How high will they go? And it's player controlled. Here, the game's like, nope, get those numbers down. Cut it by 10. Cut it by 10. And the whole time I'm playing this, I'm thinking I would rather just bid a ton of money, but the game's kind of constraining me. And once someone does make a really big bid, it's really open, everyone can see it, and you just never have to bid higher than that again, and you've won. And the game doesn't really encourage you to do more than that. That coupled with the private and public numbers written on both sides, which I found to be less than ideal, was a little fiddly with the weird scoring system, and this game just feels like a pale imitation. Again, I want to be clear, I don't think it is. It just happened to come out at the same time. This is a weird concept anyway. Bid a ton of money, and you can make up the numbers you want, and you'll lose. It's a very fine line. When I first heard QE, I thought, that will not work. I played it, and lo and behold, it did work. Here, I think, is an example of that same concept, but not working. This one just felt like there was rules in it for rules' sake. It felt constrained. The game feels too short. It feels unsatisfying. And it feels like there's an interesting idea with cute artwork, but that's about it. And because of that, I can't really recommend this one, especially since there is a clearly, in my opinion, superior game on the market. It's a bummer, right? But this is what happens sometimes. So that's Magic Money. I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see you next time. Dice Tower Judgment, unfortunately, overshadowed by another game.